Welcome into the latest edition of ESPN FC. I'm Dan Thomas, joined by Craig Burley and Ali Moreno, and we wish Shaka a happy 50th birthday today. Congratulations,
I'm
Shaq.
not 50.
Looking good.
I'm not 50.
Soon.
49.
I'm getting closer, but I'm not.
Two more Champions League matches today to round off the last games in the round of 16. Sevilla with a 2-1 victory against Leicester at the Sanchez Pizjuan. This could have been so much worse, couldn't it, Craig, for Ranieri's side?
We're doing cartwheels. I'm not even getting a flight back to Leicester. They're cartwheeling all the way across. Straight over the water. They're walking on water tonight, they are. Because, listen, there's not many expected them to walk away with anything but a bashing. And it was a bashing in terms of the football, but not in terms of the result. So at least that is some crumb of comfort that they can take into the second leg. Because there couldn't be anything worse going into that, having lost 3, 4, 5, and then the atmosphere would have been toxic.
Kasper Schmeichel was the star of the show, Shaq.
Yeah, I thought he was incredible. Kept them in it. I mean, and a couple of weeks ago, we were a little bit critical of a couple of the goals he conceded. But I thought he stepped up in a game that I don't think Leicester could have afforded for him to be anything less. Let's be honest, Sevilla could quite easily have won this by 4 or 5. And that, for me, would have spelled the death knell of Leicester City, not just in the Champions League, but also in the league where they continue to teeter right on the edge. You're looking for some kind of a spark. Maybe it comes in the Champions League. This is as good an evening as Leicester could have hoped for. Sevilla can only get better. I'm still a little bit concerned for Leicester in the second leg.
You look at it from the perspective of Sevilla, and as dominant as they were, as many chances as they had, and a missed penalty kick, this is as bad a result as they could have figured out regarding how the game went. The game went in their favor. Yeah. Everything was for them. And then in the second half, they got passive. And they allowed Leicester to have more of the ball and to create some opportunities and allowing Leicester to build some confidence in a place where Leicester, they couldn't find the ball. When Sevilla was pressing high, when Sevilla was on the front foot, when they were all over Leicester, Leicester had no outlets. They had no way out. And that's where the chances came from for Sevilla. They'll be disappointed. If you're Leicester, you run away and hide because this is as good a result as you could have hoped for. This night could have been so much worse.
Can I ask a stupid question?
Oh, boy, here it goes.
It's a 5 days a week, that.
Would it not have been better for Leicester to have lost 4-0 tonight and then they're done? No problem. OK, go into the second leg of the King Power, put whatever team out, nothing matters, no problem, and you can focus on trying to avoid relegation. Is there not now the problem that you're looking at the fact that maybe, just maybe, you can get a result against Sevilla and go through, which is going to add to the tiredness, to the possibility of injuries for that all-important run-in to try and avoid relegation?
That was a long question.
Is that a question or a speech? I haven't quite worked that one out yet.
Take it as you will. Respond if you like.
Well, it was 10 out of 10 in terms of stupidness, so it's up there. I mean, they're likely never going to be in the Champions League again.
But they're not going to win the Champions League.
Look, the truth is, the only thing that
defeatist attitude.
The only thing that
Are they going to win the Champions League?
No,
of course they're not going to.
So why bother? Why not just try and avoid relegation?
Why bother? Let's go, lads. Why bother? Why bother?
The only thing that Leicester have had to smile about this season has been the Champions League. And I think oftentimes this kind of competition can be the spark for your survival. It was exactly, or the FA Cup was exactly this. For Portsmouth, my first season, we went on a little FA Cup run and we survived. We were in the bottom 3 when it all started. You can use these games and the kind of distance from the disappointments of the league as a little bit of a spark.
To your point, if you lose 4-0, 5-0 in this sort of game, in a team that's already fragile with confidence, that is looking for reasons to become even more fractured, a 4-0, all that it does is just bury you even further.
But at least then you can pump Ranieri, get him out, get someone else in.
Well, then you have ulterior motives then. That's
10.
it.
You just want to get rid of Ranieri. That's all you wanted to do.
You're now 11 out of 10 for stupidness.
That was 21, wasn't it?
Momentum, as Shaka said, is a magnificent thing.
According to the SPI, Sevilla are big favourites, 75% to go through. Leicester coming in at 25%. Gab Marcotti, what have you got to say?
Well, I think it would be wonderful because under the Dan Thomas plan, they're going to be knocked out in the return leg and then they can focus on trying to stay up in the Premier League. Look, Dan, very simple thing. Leicester are a yo-yo club. They go down, they come up. The Premier League's important, but for a club like Leicester, relegation isn't the be-all and end-all disaster. If they don't come back next year, they'll come back the year after that. It's as simple as that. The Champions League, as Craig said, they may never, ever be in this competition ever again. They owe it to themselves, I think, to go all out. Who knows who they'll play in the next round if they advance. This is why we play the game. It's not all about just surviving in the Premier League.
Hey, here's the other deal.
Go on.
How long between the group stages finishing and the knockout stages? How long?
3 months.
3 months.
3 months.
Well, they've been focusing primarily on the Premier League for nearly 3 months, and that ain't been helping them either.
Is anyone?
So that's 12 out of 10.
Is anyone going to say Leicester City are going to go through?
No.
No.
Shaq?
I'm not saying that.
No.
Gab, what was that noise you just made? Was that a yes?
I was just say, why not? They have to win 1-0. Listen, you're not going to find a bigger Sampaoli fan on the show than me.
Oh my
and
God,
they're
does
fantastic
Ancelotti
and
know
whatever.
that?
What about Thomas Tuchel? You adulterous man!
Are you writing his book as well?
Yeah, you wrote Ranieri's book.
How many books
I
did you
love-
write?
Shaq!
Listen, I love all those people as well. I can be Sampaoli's biggest fan on this show and Thomas Tuchel's biggest fan at the same time. I'm all love. But my point here is very simple. Sevilla are tiring. You saw it in the league at the weekend against Eibar. They have to be careful. They're entirely vulnerable. We've seen Leicester get lucky before. All they have to do is score 1 goal and not concede. Is it likely? No. Is it impossible? Certainly not impossible. They already achieved the impossible. They're the impossible men. So for me, I don't see why Leicester can't go through.
I love that. I love that journalistic view of it. Taking your question, which was simple as always, and he twists it. Gab just twisted
Did he give
it.
us an answer, though?
He said it's not impossible.
We did say that they are.
In the meantime,
you asked if anybody's saying, is Leicester going through?
in the meantime, he's selling a book. Ranieri's book.
I'm pitching for another.
You don't show as much love to Massimo Allegri as you do the other coaches, Gab, but he guided Juve to a 2-0 win away against Porto. In the end, a comfortable night's work for him and his side.
I don't know how comfortable it was. I mean, it was in the end.
It was quite
after they
comfortable,
finally scored the
Gab.
goal.
What do you mean?
It was 0-0 for 72 minutes.
Buffon went off
Juve
and had a
man
drink halfway
advantage
through
and-
the second half.
Well, but it was 0-0. I mean, you have a man advantage. You're Juve. You're playing Porto. You want to go and kill the game there, and eventually they did, and he had to go and make the changes to do that. I wouldn't be concerned because they were creating chances earlier on. I'm sure Max Allegri would have liked to score and send them on their way earlier than the 72nd minute.
Gab, you're never satisfied. My goodness.
He hates
2-0
Juventus.
win.
I tell you what,
2-0 win
Juventus.
away
I
from
can't
home.
work with these negative people anymore.
I know. It's a 1% chance.
It's possible. So it's possible.
to advance according to our beloved Soccer Power Index. Welcome back. There was action in La Liga today as Real Madrid played one of their games in hand. They went to Mestalla to take on Valencia and lost by 2-1, meaning that there is still 1 point that separates them and Barca at the top of the table. Zinedine Zidane's side still do have one more game in hand over Luis Enrique's team, but this is worrying for Madrid. Valencia have been dreadful so far this season. Zidane's side went into this match big favourites. They just didn't come out the traps. Valencia 2-0 up early. Ronaldo with a goal at half-time. Didn't kick on in the second half. And this is a big blow, is it, for Real Madrid's title credentials?
It is a big blow for Real Madrid, and it's a big push for Barcelona. You keeping Barcelona in the race. But for Real Madrid, the way they started the game, they should be ashamed of themselves. All of them. All of them. Across the board, and including Zinedine Zidane. It's a team that was not ready to play. And the mistakes that were being made all over the field were very basic mistakes. Varane trying to play out of the back, loosening, and then nobody tracking back and counter-attacking opportunities, stretched all over the field, no organization, thinking that you're just going to show up in Valencia because they have been struggling and you're just going to win the game because you're Real Madrid. That's not how it works. Valencia, they scored the 2 early goals. They kept the pressure going in that first half, and they might have been able to score another goal or two. It didn't happen for Valencia, and then there's a reaction for Real Madrid that you expected because at some point they had to wake up, and at some point Cristiano Ronaldo had to show up. He did. He scores a goal. But then there was not much from Real Madrid after that, and you just feel that this is a team that should be doing better in games that you know that matter. 3 points in La Liga matter because you given Barcelona life, as we said before.
Why didn't they kick on in the second half, Shaq? I thought when Ronaldo scored in a stroke of half-time, boom, you're off.
But that's what you expected. But I give Valencia a little bit more credit for than that. I thought Valencia very good on the counter-attack. Yes, Real Madrid were poor, actually finished the half strongly, and you were expecting some kind of a reaction. But Valencia happy to sit back, sit deep, and hope to break on the counter-attack. And to their credit, Real Madrid just had absolutely no kind of creativity through the midfield for all of this game to get in behind Valencia. Ronaldo, apart from the goal, didn't offer a whole lot. Gareth Bale comes off the bench. You're expecting maybe some kind of a change in approach, at the very least, some kind of a spark. Nothing from him. And it was only to finish up the second half where Real had 4 or 5 set pieces all in a row that maybe you expected Sergio Ramos to step up and do something. Outside of that, you weren't really sure where Real were going to get their goals from or get any kind of any kind of creativity, any kind of impetus from, which is a concern because Real Madrid fans would expect this club to go deep, hope, if not expect, this club to go deep in the Champions League, and you're still not quite sure where they're getting that other game in from. And if this is how they look now, it becomes a little bit of a concern as these games continue to tick away.
They've just lost a game.
Yeah.
I mean, has the world ended?
Certainly not. They're still top of the table, game in hand. But I suppose just because it's Valencia.
The writing's on the wall when Valencia are getting an early tune out of Simon Zaza. Because we need to get ourselves over there to Valencia if that's happening. I think that was the story. And Valencia, he was on his game, which we haven't seen. Valencia won the game. And as Ali said, Real Madrid weren't quite there. But they're human. These superstars have bad days at the office. No matter if you're Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo or Gareth Bale or Benzema or Toni Kroos, you can have a bad day, and sometimes collectively you don't have a great day. That's what Real Madrid have, and we can sit here and pick holes in it all we want, but they'll probably bounce back, and you know, they're top of the league, and they move on.
Well, I agree with you that you're entitled to have a bad day. Man, when you get dominated by Simone Zaza, there's a problem. There's a problem, because even on a bad day, Real Madrid should be better than Valencia, and they were not.
They weren't, and now, according to the SPI, Gab Marcotti, Barcelona are favourites to win La Liga.
Yeah, you know, with all the love in the world for the SPI and Luis Enrique, they are not favourites. Sorry, SPI there, but they may become, if not favourites, closer to it if Real Madrid don't win their game in hand, which is against Celta, which is a tricky opponent for them. Real Madrid's big edge is that, you know, the 3 toughest games between now and the end of the season against Atletico Madrid, against Sevilla, and against Barcelona, which incidentally they're all consecutive home games late in the season. So you know, that gives Real Madrid the edge, but clearly anything but a win in the Celta game, and Luis Enrique can go to his players and say, guys, we control our own destiny here. Let's go and make this happen. And I think it's a very powerful message. And then add to that the fact that Barcelona probably their Champions League run is going to come to an end in 3 weeks, and they only have 1 game left between beyond La Liga between now and the end of the season. And you wonder, the Celta game becomes, I think, paramount importance.
There's only some way. There's only some.
You're right. What's he got in your hand?
If there's only some stat or some algorithm that could just confirm to us that since Real Madrid lost, Barcelona are indeed slightly closer to winning the championship, then I would sleep easier tonight. Can we get that confirmed? No.
Hey, by the way, did you see how much it hurt? It hurt Gab saying that the SPI was wrong.
Right.
It was like a personal.
I mean, I need an algorithm. I do.
Anyone saying Barcelona?
No, I'm not.
The SPI?
Well, yes. Apart from the algorithms and the SPI.
That's all looking off here.
No, that's
Not
it.
me.
Not at the moment because they haven't shown enough.
There you go. Right, Ronaldo registered his 700th club game. You can take a look at that incredible feat, scoring 509 goals in those 700 matches. Coming up after the break, his former team were in action. Manchester United against St Etienne. We'll be discussing their win in the Europa League. Welcome back. If you haven't downloaded it yet, go over to espnfc.com for the latest Max and Hurt podcast, where the boys are joined by Jonathan Spector. Did Mourinho make a mistake fielding the likes of Mkhitaryan and Carrick, considering the League Cup finals this weekend?
Well, sitting here in hindsight, yes. I mean, Ibrahimovic has played an incredible amount of games as well, but I've always been a big advocate of trying to get continuity and consistency. And he's been unfortunate with injuries. Look, it was 3-0. Did he have to play them? Probably not. But I really don't have an issue with it. And I don't think it'll be a major problem for the Southampton game. They've actually got quite a strong squad. And I think they'll still relatively comfortably win that game. But yeah, there is an argument to say no, but I haven't personally got an issue with it, no.
Anyone got an issue with it?
No, I don't think Manchester United is in a position where they can pick and choose who to play and when to play. Manchester United needs to get wins, consistency. They need to get repetition. They need to get Mkhitaryan going. Who, by the way, apparently is made of paper mache because he gets injured every 3 weeks. I find that this is a team that, yes, it's important for them to be out on the field together in meaningful matches. Now, once you see it, that the game goes 3-0 and then you go up 1-0, then clearly you're second-guessing yourself and probably saying, well, at this point we can just walk through this. But injuries are part of the game. They happen, and that's why you apparently have a deep squad.
A lot more Europa League talk on the next edition of ESPN FC. You can join me, Ali, and Stevie Nicol. So now we've had all the teams, of course, play in the first leg of the knockout stage of the Champions League. According to the SPI, Bayern are favourites to win the whole thing at 22%. Juve at 17, defending champions. Real Madrid at 16, City 12, PSG 9. Let's go to you, Gab, first off, shall we? The fact Juve come in as second favourites, is that right?
I mean, I'm assuming the SPI looks at the fact that Juve are having won 2-0 away, are pretty much through, whereas Real Madrid have to go away from home to big bad Napoli, and you know, maybe that's why, but for me, I would have Real Madrid ahead of Juve. But there's no question right now, though, you would have Juve, you know, among the top 3 or 4 teams, but giving them a bigger chance than Real Madrid seems incorrect to me.
Caught on the candy hop again. Sorry about that. Give you a bit of notice next time. I thought I wouldn't put them above PS. Who?
Juventus. Yes, that's who we're talking about.
I wouldn't put Juventus above Real Madrid. However, I thought Ancelotti was a big bad man at Bayern Munich, and it was all going wrong.
Oh.
Conte, everybody else, or not us, but other people.
Well, not the case
Players
now.
don't like. Well, it's too easy. Training's too slack. Not going to win the Bundesliga.
Are they right to be favourites then in your eyes?
Not them and Real Madrid, yeah.
What seems ridiculous from that is that PSG are at 9% lower than Manchester City, for example, considering what they did against Barcelona.
Well, clearly, and what Manchester City did as well against Monaco.
Yep.
Because clearly the SPI has not seen the defending of John Stones and Nicolas Otamendi. What a combination they are. They are dynamic if you're playing against them. The other thing I would say is Atletico Madrid has to be higher than what they are.
They're 8%.
Just kind of flying under the radar once again, and once again they'll be a difficult out.
Birthday boy.
I think Juventus deserve to be a little bit higher. I think
A little bit higher. They're second.
I mean, but a higher percentage. When do you think? When do you think Bayern, Juve, defensively best team left in the competition?
Happy birthday, Shaq. Happy birthday, Shaq.
Get some cake.
Happy
We're gonna get some cake.
And
Juventus are gonna win. You watch.
We'll be back tomorrow without Shaka. He's on vacation. Till then, bye-bye. Welcome to Extra Time, Shaka's birthday, which has been dominated about Craig complaining about how the couch makes him look fat.
When you sit the
He says sitting on the edge exposes everything.
Yeah, it's the angle. The angle.
You take a course on videos and camera, you think about angles.
Right, okay. So what angle do we need?
You're all right. You're around there. You're okay around there.
Nothing to do with Christmas and New Year.
No.
Nothing to do
Christmas
with
and New Year was quite a while ago.
Yes, it takes a long time. I'm blaming our boss.
Right.
I told him before this sofa has to go.
Right.
Did you eat our boss?
Sofa's got to go.
It's the name of chin number 3.
I'll not come back. I'm not
do the show like this. Oh,
I
Shaka.
just don't like it. But you know my thoughts. I'd bum it. I would. I'd bum it.
There's one thing not liking the couch, there's another one saying it makes you look fat.
It does. No, it's just. Fortunately, I've got a thick skin.
Yep.
And a
Well,
big
it's
chin.
thicker now. Right then. Goodness me.
Listen, you know.
Come on, I've got some cake to go to.
No, wait. Greg's coming.
Nico's not here.
Bring some here, bring some here.
Nico's not here. I'll take the fat joke.
Right.
If I was offended by this,
Yes.
you could be in trouble.
Why?
Well, it's bullying.
Well, it is, but yes. Bullying Bernie. Right.
It's a form of bullying.
Speaking of bullying, here's a tweet for Shaka. What was it like when Gerrard blasted that shot past you? Happy birthday.
Oh.
FA Cup.
That was 11 years ago.
Wow.
Who's that? Jacob O?
What was that, 2005, Shaq?
6.
Jacobo.
Oh, Jacobo.
Yeah.
That was 11 years ago, Jacobo.
Okay.
People do still think that we
Think about that.
worry about things like that
Yeah.
away in the past.
Yep.
Which we don't.
No.
Well, I don't know if you.
It's like that Beckham
No.
back pass. That never
Well,
gets-
exactly, because that's, come April, that's 21 years ago.
Wow.
You actually think I worry about that, you're a clown. 21 years
Not bothered. Not bothered.
ago. I'm not.
Ditto. I agree with you.
I don't care.
I agree.
Hey, I had a bet on 2-1. And I didn't have a pie. A pasty.
Oh, crikey. Is Gab here? Gab, which teams currently losing on aggregate in the Champions League will turn it around in the second leg?
Well, I'm not allowed to say Leicester because you're all going to laugh at me.
You can say whatever you like.
So,
We laugh at you, period.
thank you. I mean, I think off the top of my head, I don't see too many turning it around. Of the ones we're losing, I think Napoli have a very outside shot. It would be an upset for the ages, but
What about
hey,
Thomas
look,
Tuchel?
Simone
I thought
Zaza
you
and
were a
Valencia can
Tuchelista,
do it.
Gab.
Got to be Dortmund's
What
gap,
about
surely.
Dortmund?
Well, Dortmund's kind of obvious, but the way things have been going for Tuchel,
he's turned.
He's not had the rub of the green. But yes,
He's not had the rub of the
obviously
green.
Gab,
Dortmund
do you know what
and-
I'm amazed by, Gab? The fact that you just don't get off that chair sometimes and leave. No, I'm serious.
You know what? You know what it is actually, Craig?
Yeah.
I have the same issue with his chair that you have with that couch.
To be fair to Craig, your
There is
issue's bigger.
nowhere to go. Right, let's
What, is
move
that
on.
chair-
No, I think we're on
No, but
dangerous
what I mean is,
territory.
when we're cutting segments for all the different
Yes, yep.
countries we go to,
Yes.
sometimes we forget Gab's there.
Okay.
And he sat for like half an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay.
Why don't you just get up and go?
Okay.
Sitting there for all that time.
Let's talk about fantasy.
Patience.
If Juventus,
Eating candy.
if Juventus played Atleti in the quarter-final, who would you back?
I'd go.
You'd go.
Oh, sorry,
You'd
what?
go to the game.
What's the question?
Atleti, Juve. Who'd you back?
Oh, say squadron leader.
Shaka.
Juve.
Yep.
La Vecchia Señora.
Okay.
Sorry, in Cardiff.
No, the quarter-final. You're right. Why are you squinting at me?
Yeah, sit around there. Go around there.
Yeah.
Go around there.
Idiots! Where have the chins gone?
Look at that. It's an immediate, look at that. There's an immediate transformation. Look, the chins have gone.
No, but I can see through the shirt buttons.
And that's not a good sign.
No, but look at the difference. Right.
You're right, Greg.
What camera am I there? Look,
Oh, look, there you are.
look at that.
Oh my crikey. Gab, who are you backing? Juventus or Atleti if they played in the quarterfinals?
I'm backing Juve. I think Atletico this season aren't what they were last season. I think the turmoil that's going off, behind the scenes at boardroom and with ownership is affecting them. Simeone is not happy, and Juve simply are better and deeper this year.
Gab, you can get off your chair now. We have finished for the evening.
Look at the state of that.
I haven't had my cake yet.
That is a gorgeous man for 50.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that physique.
I'm not biting. I'm not. No, I'm not.
Right, more of this politically correct
This went sideways.
analysis tomorrow. You can join us 6 p.m. You're off.
Yeah, I'm.
You're off.
So is Shaq.
Shaq is on vacation.
No,
Again.
I'm not. No, no.
I'm going to the sauna. Going to shed some of this weight.
Well,
Wow.
you got to spend a lot of time in there.
We'll see you in a couple of months then, Craig.